This is radio station WMDJ FM. At WMDJ, our purpose is to always inform and entertain you.
Celebrating its 40th year on the airwaves, WMDJ demonstrated its commitment to being live and local by informing and entertaining Eastern Kentucky during the historic summer of 2022 and beyond.
Celebrating 40 years of broadcasting, live and local. There's only one, WMDJ FM 100.
Fox News, I'm Carmen Roberts. Several law enforcement officers were shot during a standoff in Allen, Kentucky last night.
Local media now reporting that one of the officers has died. Police say deputies were attempting to serve a court-issued warrant when they came under fire from a suspect who then held authorities at bay in a barricade situation for some period of time. Kentucky State Police saying the suspect is in custody.
When a deadly shootout erupted between a suspect and local law enforcement, WMDJ was the first media outlet to report the incident on air, as well as social media, and continued providing updates on the events from the mayor of Allen himself, located at Ground Zero.
And well, let me back you up a little bit. When you say the one guy, was that the EMT or was it a police officer?
Fire department somehow or another deal. It's emergency response or something.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
Saw him get shot. He's down, and they were loading him up. When they got over there, another deputy got shot. They're flying them out from Martin right now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
so to the best of your knowledge, at least 3 shot.
At least 3 have been shot. So he must have had a stockpile of ammunition.
Seriously?
I mean, it's one of those high-powered rifles, too.
Throughout the evening and into the early morning hours, WMDJ kept listeners informed via live on-air updates and its Facebook page, providing exclusive, verified information from Kentucky State Police and Floyd County officials, with one post reaching nearly 250,000 people. Larger news outlets from larger market television stations to the New York Post and Newsweek cited WMDJ as the primary source for information, showcasing the trust between its employees and local and state law enforcement. Just a few short weeks after the deadly shooting in Allen, Mother Nature wreaked havoc on southeast Kentucky, and again, WMDJ was there, live and local, warning, urging, and alerting citizens across Floyd County as water surged its way over roadways and into homes and businesses. As rivers and creeks began carrying water towards Floyd County, WMDJ was in immediate correspondence with the Floyd County Sheriff's Office, receiving phone calls about impending danger as early as 4:30 on the morning of July 26th. Immediately, WMDJ contacted Floyd County Judge Executive Robbie Williams and the Floyd County Emergency and Rescue Squad, both of which were instantly en route to endangered areas. On air, WMDJ offered directives and warnings of what dangers approached, requesting that listeners relay any and all information to anyone who might have been in harm's way. As events unfolded and more details and information became available to responders on scene, WMDJ continued to serve as a vessel through which officials relayed information to the endangered public. As water levels rose and roads became impassable, Judge Executive Williams made a live, on-air plea for assistance from anyone with a boat to offer a lending hand in rescuing displaced citizens. WMDJ began providing information for those boaters who were able to help, offering routes and directions by which they could navigate from one area of the county to another. It was not just through the initial reports of chaos of far-reaching damage and destruction that WMDJ was committed to the safety of the public, but in the days that followed, it remained committed to serving as the voice and spirit of the community until safety of all was assured and confirmed. In total, nearly 40 deaths were reported during the historic event, but 0 deaths in Floyd County, because WMDJ was able to not only receive warnings of what was rushing towards Floyd County, but also alert county and rescue officials and be the voice of alarm for citizens. Further damage and loss of life was drastically alleviated.
It was around 4:30 in the morning when we started receiving calls from people advising us that the water was getting up in certain areas. So we called WMDJ Radio in Martin to advise them of the flooding situation that was going on in the county so they could let their listeners know and be prepared to leave the area or do whatever precautions they needed to take care of.
Even after the rain moved on from eastern Kentucky, cleanup efforts and rebuilds raged on, and WMDJ continued to serve as a source for valuable information regarding those efforts. WMDJ was in attendance for Governor Andy Beshear's visit to Martin, conducted live on-air interviews with officials from FEMA and Samaritan's Purse and various other relief organizations, providing information and directives for not only those affected by the storms, but also those seeking a way to lend a helping hand. According to the National Weather Service, more than 20 flash flood warnings were issued during the 4-day blitz of rain, with entire homes and parts of communities being washed away. Officials estimated the total rainfall was more than 600% of the normal amount for that time of year, and set 2 records for most recorded rainfall in a 24-hour period.
Congratulations to the student winners for the 2022 Christmas Through the Eyes of a Child program. This is the 25th year celebration for this special family literacy program. And I'm looking forward to hearing your voices and your stories on WMDJ FM 100.1.
In December of 2022, WMDJ, in its long-standing partnership with Floyd County Schools, celebrated the 25th anniversary of its award-winning program, Christmas Through the Eyes of a Child. As part of the silver anniversary celebration, WMDJ aired more than 230 student recordings of what the Christmas season means to them, with those stories being heard not just regionally, but across the state, nation, and around the world.
25 years is definitely cause for celebration. It means that our partners have stayed with us, believing in our students and sharing with our communities and beyond through the World Wide Web. A very special thank you to our radio partner, Mr. Dale McKinney at WMDJ Radio. We would also like to recognize his team, Jamie Johnson, Sandy Howell, Bill Marshall, and from the beginning, Mona McKinney, who had a significant role in shaping and designing the program, and the late Ranger Rick Caudill, who named the program and served as a liaison.
In addition to having their stories heard on the radio, each student had their story published in a special book that was presented to each winner as a keepsake. And for the first time in the program's rewarding history, every district winner, all 235 of them, was awarded a copy of the year's featured book, Silver Packages, an Appalachian Christmas Story. Live and local, that is what listeners expect from WMDJ. WMDJ is who listeners tune into for live, accurate, up-to-the-minute information when tragedy strikes. But it's also who listeners turn to for local sports and regional coverage of the Cincinnati Reds. WMDJ broadcasted nearly 100 high school football and basketball games last season, traveling near and far to provide comprehensive coverage unmatched by any other regional outlet.
Up top for Harbaugh, a deep three is good!
Reese Music, right side, here we go! 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Bobcats!
WMDJ welcomed in Cincinnati Reds players and front office personnel during the organization's annual Caravan Tour, allowing fans an up-close and personal experience with their favorite team. Listeners also tune in to WMDJ for exclusive live on-air contests. Last year, WMDJ gave away approximately $10,000 in cash and prizes through contests and giveaways only heard on WMDJ. Holiday giveaways for Thanksgiving and Christmas, concert tickets to regional venues, amusement park tickets, vacation packages, experiences the people of Eastern Kentucky expect to find and hear on WMDJ. The goal each and every day is to inform and entertain while broadcasting live and local. And each and every day, it proves time and time again there truly is only one WMDJ.